We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung tín đại đức tận tình, vì thứ pháp vui cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Tinh chuyên diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như á liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed Noble and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto chư chế đô ye ở lại ở đi san miao san pu tô xie. Nam mô Tát Thác Tha Tô Già Đa Già A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Jingliang, Great Master YongHua, all monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、清凉大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位上智士、弥陀佛. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Kinh Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 17th. Or is it 18th already? 19th. 2 days behind. 19th of June 2022. Thank you all for joining our discussion of the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. It's talking about the wonderful adornments of the rulers of the world. So these are the people, the beings in charge of our universe, and how adorned they are. So the adornments of these rulers are discussed in great length. So it's sort of like gossiping, if you will. You know, the kind of clothing they wear, like we talk about here, the kind of car they drive, and so forth. And this is what's happening right now. The Buddha says, he decided to gossip with us. He says, you see how wonderful these rulers' adornments are, okay? So 479 is a current slight number, and we are looking at the night ruling spirit. The night also are under the jurisdiction, under the rule of some spirits. Okay, so that's why. Oh, mountain or night? Are you sure? I think you got the wrong file. Okay, thank you. So we're at the Night Ruling Spirits section. So 286, Night Ruling Spirit protecting the world's essence and energy.
护世精气主业神。
Okay, this Night Ruling Spirit protects the essence and energy of the world. What does it mean? Does this need protection? Why does the world's essence and energy need protection? No one knows? Oh my God, you're so ignorant. Really? You have no clues? Huh? Or are you just shy? Ôi mong. Go ahead, sister.
Is it that we need protection from, let's say, demons and ghosts who may try to siphon off our energy?
What energy?
Our sorry, I lost my train of thought. Excuse me.
Now you know why all the Asians, they avoid, talking about this. The Asian feign ignorance. Only you would fall into the trap. Ask Kim Deong, she'll tell you. Yeah? Ask her. Give her the phone. Say, hey, what do you know about energy and essence?
Who's this?
The lady behind you, to your left, yeah. Any of them. And Lily is going to say, I don't know. Yeah?
저도 정확하게는 몰라요, Master.
See how cautious, prudent she sounded.
예.
Measured.
Master, me too. I'm not exactly know what is essence and energy.
Okay, pass it behind you. We get to the bottom of this today,
Master.
even if we have to spend the entire 2-hour session.
Emitofuo Master, I guess it's lunch.
It's lunch.
Too much.
Heavy lunch. Okay, I'm sure that Mary Jo has a very clear knowledge of this.
Well, I'll take a guess. I think it's probably the energy that fuels our wisdom, our Buddha mind and our wisdom.
Okay, Jim. Jim, would you like to say something? Ahong, he knows. He keeps shaking his head.
Master, is that the energy that keeps us alive?
You guys are so dishonest. Okay, let's open it up to everyone. Okay, everyone, internet, Korea, Vietnam. The Vietnamese should know everything because they claim they are the origin of all knowledge and wisdom. YouTube, go ahead.
From Trin, life energy. From Addison, Brazil, essence, life force and energy, vigor must be protected, otherwise this Saha world will descend into evil.
That's an evil. Addison is so scholarly. Yeah, okay. He's, so Brazilian in Mexico. Anyone else? Jewel Mountain. We have scholars there too. Xinan, you know what essence and energy are about?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. What's your answer?
우리의 생명을 사바세계 모든 중생들의 생명을 유지하고 보호하는 거라고 생각합니다.
Okay.
Master, this is for to protect and maintain living beings in Saha world.
Anyone else? You give up? Hey, Shorty, do you know what essence and energy mean? YouTube, go ahead. I'm so disappointed. You are so ignorant. I cannot believe this. YouTube.
From Addison, Brazil, misinformation is the issue of Dharma ending age. Being unable to know the difference between right and wrong, these gods help us to protect the right Dharma. From Trin, Yangqi.
Can you say it in English? See, they beat around the bush. This is so weird about people. I ask a simple question. Everyone is beating around the bush. You don't talk about this. You don't talk about this, you will not get a human body. Okay. The Chinese understand Qing Qi here. They, it's so Chinese. The Korean should understand. Hey, Shorty, how do you translate Qing Qi into Korean? It's the same exact word. No? In Chinese? Oh no, she's translated into hamburgers or something. The Chinese word it says exactly. It's just a translation causes problems. Chinese understand right away. For none of the Chinese, I didn't bother asking any Chinese. You too.
One more time. From Trin, sexual energy.
That's what it is. Okay? This Qing Qi here refers to the men's essence. Okay? Qing is men's essence. Qi is energy. Okay? I'm making fun of it because I see who's the prudes around here. Clearly, all of you are prudes except for Fortune. Okay, so what it's referring to is that the yang qi or the jing qi, the essence energy, is actually the energy of the world. And that is the point here. I know you say, oh, Master, can you talk about these things, especially Mary Jo and Jim? Oh my God, you Asians so crude. No? You don't talk about this in polite company. You don't talk about this, you never understand where you came from. The key thing here is that the yang, the jing qi here is what is the driving force behind the world. It's such an important concept. Do you understand? That jing qi here is the quintessential energy of the world. It's not nuclear energy. It's not wind energy. It's not what is it? What do you call the whatever energy you can think of? Actually, it's the jing qi that needs to be protected. There's no night ruling spirit to protect, for example, the Middle East oil. Have you thought about that? Huh? There's no protection needed for that, but they need to protect the jing qi. Isn't that interesting? Okay, you're still not willing to engage. And therefore, the point here, it needs protection. Therefore, it should not be wasted. It should not be used indiscriminately. And that's the point. That's why it needs protection. Okay? So this night ruling spirit, someone has find something more interesting than, at least you don't have to face this, the jing qi issue here. So this night ruling spirit find it so critical to protect the world's essence and energy, because at night, that's when most of it is wasted. Isn't that interesting? Never mind. You want to move on? Way Mountain question.
Master, why do they need to protect it? What happens if they don't protect it?
The whole world will become Japan. The whole world becomes Japanese or Korean. Is there a follow-up question? Yes, I cannot see the number. Too small. 5.
Master, can you elaborate a little bit more on indiscriminate?
Look up Google indiscriminately. Way Mountain question. It's getting hot here, what? Go ahead, Way Mountain. I know where you live, San Jose. Way Mountain. 3.
Master, what does it mean by turning into Japanese?
Go ahead, Sister Victorina. Answer him.
I guess people would find the Japanese very interesting. But Master, I want to make a comment that I remember you were saying that for the Sangha, somehow they will harness that energy.
Yes.
And so it's all connected.
Yes. This
The
is why it's
energy.
so beautiful. The Buddhist
That's the
teaching is
energy.
so wise. Okay.
Right. Okay, thank you.
What I meant by the whole world, we all become Japanese or Korean, is because the Japanese and Korean have very low birth rates. It's alarming. The Japanese actually population is so old nowadays, and they have no new young people at all. Okay, probably because the night ruling spirit decided not to protect Japan. Or Korea. Korea is the problem is getting up there as well. Okay, here in the United States, the Caucasian side of the population has that problem, but luckily the other side, Daniel's side, is making up for it. No one's laughing. Okay. So yes, that's what I'm trying to get to as well. What happened is that, why does it need protection? It needs protection because if you're protected and know how to use it, you become enlightened a lot quicker. This energy, like everything else, if you want to do something important, you need energy, yes? Money energy, oil energy, carbon energy, wind energy, and so forth. That's what's required to accomplish things. And it turns out this Jing Qi, this essence and energy, is actually the nuclear energy that can propel living beings towards enlightenment. That's why it needs protection. Is it clear now? Because these bodhisattvas and Buddhas are in the business of helping living beings become enlightened, so they know what's important and what's not important. So they will have to protect and help areas where we need help. Does it make sense? Okay? So this is their wisdom. They said that they need to assign a ruler, like a night ruling spirit, that where during the time frame where one of the most important things to safeguard is the world's essence and energy. Is that clear? It's beautiful. I know you guys, can we not talk about this and move on? But this is, if you preserve it, I repeat, you preserve it and you don't waste it, you become enlightened quicker. It's easier to become enlightened. This is why the Sanghas are taught to preserve it, not waste it. Is that clear now? Why I claim that the Sangha program is a special training program where you are trained. There are many secret recipes. One of them is that you preserve the world's essence energy. And that's why the Sangha will become enlightened quicker than lay people. That's the difference. Wei Mao.
Master, is this energy, this essence energy, somehow connected to Vajra?
Not directly.
But indirectly?
Yes. This is very technical. This is a secret about training that's why to me it's funny that none of you really understands. Okay? And that's why if I were there, if Master Sheo explaining the sutra, I would ask him more. I would dig into it myself. But unfortunately, fortunately for me, you guys are so prudish that that I have to bring it out so that you understand how wonderful, how beautiful all the structure, the support structure we have from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are giving us so much help and protection, a lot more than you realize, without which would be virtually impossible for us to become enlightened. So they had to assign a Mahasattva to become a night ruling spirit specifically to protect the world's essence and energy. Isn't it interesting? And that's one of the 10 key rulers, 10 key functions for the universe. Isn't it fascinating? Go ahead, Wei Mao.
Mô Phật và Thầy. Nói về cái tinh khí đó thì không biết nó có 2-3 loại thì con nghe những người lớn nói đó. Thì mình bảo vệ những cái tinh khí này đó, không có phung phí. Cái Ngài Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa cũng có dạy một cái đó nữa, dạy một cách đó nữa, là không có cho phung phí những cái đó. Miễn mà mình phung phí nhiều quá đó, cơ thể mình sẽ lãnh nhiều cái bệnh. Rồi nhất là mình tồn tạo cái tinh khí này đó, là mấy người Phật Bồ Tát đó là người ta đã giữ những cái đó, người ta mới thành được một vị Phật với một vị Bồ Tát. Rồi những cái tinh khí này đó là có thể mình sẽ như bằng mình giữ lại, bảo tồn nó đó, thì có thể nó tụ thành xá lợi. Mà không biết phải không Mô Phật Thầy?
Master, I heard that there are different types of this essence energy, and then I heard Master YongHua taught that we should not waste it, but to protect and preserve it, and if we waste it, we use it a lot, then our body will have a lot of illnesses. But on the other hand, if we preserve it, and then we can become the Buddha and Bodhisattva faster. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It's very true. But it's a lot more than that. A lot more going on than that. All you need to do is that for your information, there's a lot of things happening behind the scene to help us along. And then the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas set up these rules, these guidelines to help us speed through these highways. And that's the Buddhist training secret. Wei Mao.
Master, if their desire is very strong, can we have them recite this night ruling spirit's name? Will it help?
Probably not as helpful as reciting Wan Yin's name. Okay, it protects, Lord knows what the night ruling spirit does to protect the world's essence and energy. Okay, they do whatever they do. However, from our perspective, if we're worried about it, then there's a Dharma door called Wan Yin Dharma door. Wan Yin will help us deal with that herself. Okay? All right, moving on. 288. Night ruling spirit, sound of a tranquil sea.
极静海音主夜神。
Okay, 289. This night ruling spirit, okay, they help living beings not become scattered, and the tranquility in living beings help them become tranquil by via samadhi. Okay, so make it conducive for living beings to enter samadhi. So it creates the ideal environment at night for living beings to enter samadhi, if you will. Okay, and she also uses sound, the creation of sound during samadhi as well. So that's one of her expedients. Okay, I will discuss sound a little bit later. Okay. You too.
From Trin, what is the Dharma door that harnesses sexual energy? Taoism and Tibetan Buddhism all practice things in that category, but their methods are probably misguided, right?
The methods, I don't know about the Tibetan method, but I was taught by Heng Chang the Taoist method when I was a novice. And this, it seems to, they claim it works for them. Actually, I used it and I taught another monk to use it, and they claim that it works. Okay, I feel that looking back at that particular practice, the Taoist practice, I feel that it's limiting. It's not that good. Okay, I don't know about the Tibetan practice at all. Which Tibetan practice are you referring to? Teach me.
Ray, what are some less obvious ways the energy is wasted?
Excessive loss of essence and energy. And that's why Master YongHua says you should have moderation. Okay? If you still don't understand, talk to Jun. No one is laughing. Okay. So see how the night ruling spirit here is associated with tranquility at night. All right? 290. Night ruling spirit universally manifesting good auspices.
无限吉祥主业神。
Okay, now this night ruling spirit here, everywhere would help manifest luck, good luck for living beings at night. I don't know why at night. Anyone has any clues as why you need more luck at night? I don't get it. Why not day ruling spirit that manifests luck? But why night? I think nights, luck for night crawlers is more like for bandits or something. They get lucky. You know, they steal something good. You too.
From Emily, when you have too much sex, you lose essence?
Yeah, that's right. Is that clear? Okay. So, again, good fortunes, I don't know why it has to be in a province of the night ruling spirit, but not day ruling spirit. That's interesting. I used to play mahjong overnight. 2 or 3 days in a row. So, yes, I could use some luck. I didn't know about this night ruling spirit. Wei Mao.
Master,
Yes.
I'm asking this question from one of your
Oh no.
disciples. Because they don't want to implicate themselves. How much is too much? Thank you.
That I don't know. Do it. You feel the question. Okay. He pretended he wasn't listening. Okay. Daniel. Who else? Daniel to Master's rescue.
I have a question.
Is my face red? I asked for it. I don't blame you. Okay, I should have glossed over this like Master YongHua, but yes, Daniel.
I have a question. I don't know about the answer, but is the before, like, knowing how many times, I guess, is too much? I'm just wondering if that energy surges and you don't use it, it just surges, and you like fight with it. Is that not preserving it? Is preserving it not surfacing at all? Or is it also preserving it for it to just surge and then you just don't act on it?
If you don't act on it, that's how you preserve it. I'm glad you asked the question. And that's a good question. The question, what is excessive, I have no idea. Do it. You understand now what the question is about? What's excessive? Talk to your wife. You too.
From Emily, is it because nighttime there's a lot of ghosts that steals?
If they steal, then they get lucky. Aren't we in trouble if they get lucky? See, that's what I don't understand. Why does it have to be the night ruling spirit and not the day ruling spirit? YouTube.
From Trin, Tibetan Buddhism has a bad reputation in China because they advocated use sex during meditation, sometimes between teachers and students. I don't know much beyond hearsay.
That is one particular branch that they do that. Okay, and it's actually one of the well-known major brand of Tibetan Buddhism. Okay. Maybe that's what it's referring to. Since we don't know, we can gloss over it. There's no point discussing things we don't know. Okay? YouTube, go ahead.
From Emily, I learned in Chinese medicine that men loses essence each time, but women don't really lose it because women have too much.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay? Anyone else? Wei Mao.
Master, can we use ginseng or eat something to replenish our energy after it's been loosened?
I'm not sure it's possible. It's in the province of medical knowledge. I'm not that versed in that process itself. Okay? But I imagine there are aids and so forth. I heard that rhinoceros horns helps. Okay, I don't know. There's so many rumors and stuff. I don't know what's right and real or anymore, because we really off the beaten track, because the Master YongHua and the Chinese teachers don't talk about that much. And so it leaves us, puts us in the dark as far as more detailed knowledge. However, the flip side of it means that you don't need to know. It's not that important. The important is not about recovery. The important thing is not to waste. Okay? And that's the point. Don't waste it. That's to preserve it. All right? Excessive could be 1 in some cases. Could be higher in some people and so forth. For example, adolescence is different from, depends on stages of your life and so forth. Okay, so lots of different variations. Okay, but what's excessive, you know yourself. It's excessive. You yourself know. .292. Night ruling spirit, universally blossoming flowers of trees.
普发树华主业神
Okay, 293. This night ruling spirit is in charge of enabling trees to blossom. Okay, and Master YongHua has a funny anecdote. He said in Tang Dynasty, Empress Wu Zetian, that very famous empress woman there, scary woman if you will, very smart, very powerful. And she wanted to go to the imperial gardens to look at flowers. At the time it was winter, and of course there's no flowers in bloom. And therefore, she issued an edict in the form of a poem. She's very, very scholarly of a woman, a superior woman. She says, tomorrow I'm going to the imperial gardens. The flowers should immediately informed to blossom. They should open their petals tonight and not wait for the gentle breezes of tomorrow's dawn. Okay? And so let me look at the Chinese here. Okay. 明朝有上渊火急报劝之。春之花絮连叶发，莫待小风吹。小风吹。Okay, so I'm in awe with the Chinese language. Their language is so poetic, so literary. It's when the verses, the poem are so far superior. So that's why it's best to try to read it in Chinese. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and after that, this is the Korean thing here, and she had the poetic edict, delivered to the flower garden. She wrote on a piece of paper, and of course, royal edict back then, it would send an emissary, who actually one of her assistants, and they would go to the flower garden and open the edict, and they, hear ye, this is the edict from the empress, and they read it. Okay, and that's how it happened, at least according to Chinese movies. This is where Chinese movies are very cultural, including kung fu movies. Okay? See how impressed Tuan is. Oh, Master is very cultural. Learn everything from Chinese movies. From movies. And they were delivered, edict was delivered to the flower garden, and as per her order, the flowers open at night. So they were indeed very obedient. Interesting. This is a true thing. It's recorded in the Chinese historical annals. Okay? That's so interesting that the flowers obeyed the empress's edict. How is it possible? You believe it or not? Do you believe it? Huh? Is So Young there? She's a Chinese expert. You believe, So Young, that it's possible that the empress sent an edict to the flower garden, and in the midst of the winter in China, okay, the flowers bloomed. Is it possible? What do you think? She says no. Not possible. What do you think? Master Xianjie, you are the white representative of white wisdom. I mean, Caucasian wisdom. White is so discriminatory, don't you think? But since the whole white race is discriminating against Asians, we felt that it's fair that you bear the burden a little.
I'm sure it's possible.
You sure it's possible? How?
I don't know how, but it's
you just believe it.
It could happen.
Just like that. And you base it on what? Your belief is based on what? I'm curious. I'm not white, so I don't know. What's your hunch? What's the basis of your hunch?
It must be a trustworthy slide we're presenting.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else? Can we have some Asian or yellow hunch? Why? You too.
From Trin, because the God that rules flower obeyed, not the flowers.
Aha. See? Asian wisdom compared to white wisdom. Okay? Remember, this is a quiz in the form of a clownish question. Remember the prize sections? Isn't there some kind of ruling spirit that rules over the trees? The gardens? The mountains? Yes? And some of them specialize in generating flowers in the trees to adorn palaces, to adorn sceneries, to adorn countries, remember? And that's under jurisdiction of spirits, right? So they're in charge of the flowering. You too.
From Snow Wu, hello Master, the story about Wu Zetian and a lot of more I grew up with, I thought those are all myth or fairy tales. I cannot believe those were true. Why doesn't it happen today?
It doesn't happen today because we don't have enough blessings. Snow Wu. Okay? Back then, Wu Zetian had a lot of blessings. And she wasted those blessings on making flowers bloom in the midst of the winter. It's possible. Okay? What's the analogy, for example? Nowadays, I heard of a rich couple, who had a craving for some food. So they hired a Learjet. If they flew to, whatever, ate a meal, and then came back. I mean, to me, that's pretty high-end for a beggar, I said, wow, so impressive. But the point here is that if you have blessings, You choose to use your blessing in a certain way, that's possible. Today's blessings come in form, let's say, money in your bank account, right? Wu Zetian blessings manifested itself in the form of her whims being realized. Her fantasies come true. That's the nature of her blessings. Is that clear? So life is not simple, it's a lot more dimensions to life than what you think, that we think. We think we know everything, but no. All we know is a few dimensions of the multifaceted aspects of life. All right? So here, it ties, when you look at it in a bigger picture, see everything ties together. You have these night ruling spirits, and they rule over certain, they have very wide and far-reaching responsibilities or influence and power. And also, that's for the rulers, but also for the locals. It's not a big deal. So what probably happened in Wu Zetian's thing, and I agree with Snow Wu, by the way, in my prior life, before I met Master Xunhua's Mahayana Dharma, I wouldn't believe. I said, yeah, it's a Chinese thing. It's fun. Like Kung Fu movie, they're not real. How can you atta and you break a brick? That's not possible. Not with my hand. Okay? So, but for us, it's difficult to believe. But in this world here, if you look at the interactions and the different aspects of and dimensions of the universe, you see it's quite possible. 298, night ruling spirit impartially protecting and nurturing.
平等护育主业神。
Okay. 299. This night ruling spirit, okay, impartially meaning no discrimination, doesn't matter who you are, okay? She will protect and nurture you, okay? Meaning what? Are we talking about children? Yeah, children need protection and they need nurturing. Yes? Of course. Otherwise, that's why they're called children. And the better you are at protecting and nurturing them, the better they grow, the stronger they grow, the more rounded they become, the happier they have a chance. They have a chance, more chances to be happier. Okay? But what about adults? Here, it also protects and nurtures adults as well, not just children. Okay? This is referring to protecting and nurturing those who cultivate. Does it make sense? It's the same way. We nurture and protect the children so that they can grow. Same thing here. Cultivators also need protection and nurturing so that they can practice to fruition. Is that clear? So this is a reminder, okay, that cultivation is a very complex affair. There's a lot more going on behind the scene than we realize. There's so much protection, so much nurturing that's happening to all of us. Okay? 300, night ruling spirit, joy of playful roaming.
游戏快乐主业神。
Okay, I was looking at these slides today, this morning, before to prepare for a lecture, and look at this, and I have a problem with this name. Okay, 游戏快乐. Okay, they translate it as playful roaming. I need your Chinese expertise. My beloved Chinese disciples and listeners. You agree with the translation? I disagree, just to influence you. That's not how I read it. There are two things here in Chinese. 游戏 is to roam around, to fool around, okay? 游 to move around, to travel. 戏 is to horse around, okay? So they playful, and they playful roaming, yes. So this playful roaming is correct, okay? 快乐 is happiness, joy, it's correct. But to combine them in form of joy or playful roaming, I disagree. It's too restrictive. Here's what I mean. And let's see if the Chinese specialists, experts like So Young there in Jewel Mountain Temple agrees or not, okay? Now, since all my Chinese disciples, except for Chun, have deserted me, so we reach out to her as well, Young Song, meaning that 游戏, so I would see the playful roaming is fine, okay? But also, that's separate from the 快乐, the joy, the happiness, the pleasure. Okay? So this night ruling spirit here, okay, likes to playfully roam around. So far, so good. And also likes 快乐. She likes to have a good time. Whether she's roaming around or not, she still wants to have a good time. She roams around to have more good time here, have good time there, have a good time over in this area. Okay? So it describes two things here. This night's ruling spirit here, to me, is interesting because she likes to playfully roam around. And she also likes to have a good time. You see? That's a proof right there that enlightened people, enlightened cultivators, are like normal people. They're not like dead or wood or stone or something. There's hope for you after all, Daniel. It's normal to horse around and to enjoy life. Questions, comments? I think Jumi wanted to make a comment to her husband. Okay? You agree with me, Chinese specialists, experts? Or it's just my imagination? Go ahead, 5, while the Chinese are thinking.
Master, I wanted to see if you could, for the Empress poem, the first character is Ming, and that was the Dharma name you gave me. And if you could just real quickly tell me how you would interpret that character, because I thought it was bright, and I didn't see nothing about light or anything in that poem.
What Chinese character?
For Ming in the poem.
Ming?
Yeah.
Ming is tomorrow. You are a person of tomorrow. You know, obvious? God. Okay, Chinese people, we have plenty of time now. Speak up. Agree or disagree. Okay, we move on, but you're still on the hook. You Chinese experts. 302. Night ruling spirit, perpetually blissful faculties.
诸根常喜主业神
303. Now we're talking about this night ruling spirit called perpetually blissful faculties. Okay? Concept of faculties. What are faculties? This is very important Buddhist concept. When Buddha taught you about something, defines a term, it's for a reason. Okay? So first of all, why? What are faculties? Gun, Chinese. Kang, Vietnamese. What's Korean? Korean. Shorty, are you still awake? Yeah, what do I want? Can't hear you. What's gun in Korean?
Kun.
Gun? What's gun in Korean? How do you pronounce gun in Korean?
Root. Kun. Puri.
Big?
Puri.
Puri? Puri. That sounds Indian. Okay. So what are these faculties? Come on, quickly. What are faculties? No cheating, Jumi. Do not look into Google. What are faculties? These are important concepts in Buddhism you need to know. Faculties. Gun, what are they? What's Espanol for gun? I'm curious.
Facultades.
What?
Facultades.
Facultades. Yeah, faculties. Facultades. You see the similarities? It's the same Latin root. Facultades. Facultades. Yeah. Faculties. See? Facultades. How's my accent? Okay. So why are we talking? What are facultades? French is faculté. See, faculté, facultade is very close. So that's why I learned French. So when I can read a lot of Spanish documents, because I cannot recognize the sound, but I can recognize the writing with the same Latin roots. Okay? French and Spanish are very close. Yes, sir.
The question was, why is it important, the faculties?
Yes, what are the faculties? Facultades.
The six sense organs?
The six sense organs, okay. Why they call facultades? Why they call roots?
Because that's how dust blinds us, our Buddha nature?
Buddha nature, okay. This is a good translation. They could have translated blissful roots, but blissful faculties make more sense. All right? Why? What are the roots? The old abbot. Numero uno.
Con nghĩ dùng cái căn đó là cái nghĩa rút của nó là root là rễ, cái gốc. Cô dịch đi.
Master, I think for the faculty, if you say that it's root, it's like gốc is the root, something like the root of the tree.
Bởi vì chúng ta có mặt ở thế gian này, từ cái gốc đó mà nó ra mọi vấn đề của mình trên thế gian này. 6 cái căn của mình đó là cái cội nguồn để chúng ta tiếp xúc và gây tội, gây phước gì cũng từ 6 cái căn này. Mình đã tội theo cái thân tâm mình.
The origin.
So the fact that we live in this world, and then everything originate from the 6 faculty, and all of the offenses, all of the blessing, the good deeds, all of it originate from this 6 faculty.
Okay. Very good. Anyone else? Okay. Faculties here, or roots. Okay. The Chinese term is actually roots. Okay, and it has multiple meanings. Roots here refers to the fact that, just like it sounds, the root of a tree, anything that grows needs to have a root. Yes? The root determines how well a tree or a plant will grow. Okay? So the root is critical for the growth of the plant life. Okay. Similarly, here, root here refers to the base, the root of our growth. So far, so good. Okay. Or when you translate that into faculties, it refers to the other side, meaning that when it grows, what kind of growth? How does it grow? Is it good faculties, bad faculties, and so forth? So that's why it's a pretty good translation in itself. Gun here in Chinese has both connotations. Whereas in English, we need to have 2 different words. Root underneath, faculties above the surface. Does it make sense? See, so the Chinese language is very, very rich compared to ours. Okay, so that's why when we translate, we need to be more careful, and we lose liberty in our translation. So it's referred to the 6 roots, okay, 6 faculties in us. The ears faculty, the eye root, the nose root, the tongue root, what else? The touch root, okay, the skin root, and the mind root. Okay, so those are the 6 faculties, the 6 roots we have. Okay, because they're roots, therefore, based on these roots, good growth can come out as well as bad growth can come out from these roots. Is that clear? The root is just a root. But if you use it right, the good things will come out. If you use the roots wrong, the bad things will come out. That's all there is. It's so beautiful of a concept. It's there. So how are you going to use it, sir? Will determine your future. It's not up to anyone else but yourself to determine your own future, your own outcome, your own happiness or misery. Don't blame it someone else. I know typically worldly people, when they're unhappy, they say, it's your fault. I have a disciple who's very defensive. As soon as you ask her, say, why? Why you talk to me like that? Why do you always question me? Okay? So what it means is that this ear organ, when he hears, something, a question that's, it immediately translates that into a being defensive, being on the spot. Okay? So it's the root that decides what it is. Whereas what my intention is never to attack, never to criticize. Does it make sense? So it's the person, okay, who uses the ear organ root to grow a defensive reaction or neutral reaction or positive reaction. It's up to you. But guess what? We always blame others for when we have a negative reaction. They say, why do you attack me? Why do you insult me? Why? But what most people, worldly people, don't realize that it's you, it's your root, your ear organ, or your eye organ, okay, merely registers the sound, registers the form, okay? But you decide it's unpleasant or pleasant. It's up to you. Does it make sense? Worldly people are caught up on the reaction to it. We, Buddhism, bring you back to the fount, to the base, to the root of things. Okay? You have this ear organ. Okay? You have this eye organ. You have this taste organ. Okay? Today we had, hot dog, I believe? Hot dog! It's funny, I've been texting people and I so often I say, hot dog, that's such good news. And guess what? The last couple of days, so many good news, and hot dog, I felt like. And today, sure enough, I have hot dogs. You are giggling, but it's so true. I said, wow, I feel like having hot dogs. Yesterday morning, I said, wow, it would be nice to have hot dog for lunch. I didn't say that to anyone because I've been hearing so many good things recently. I said, wow, this is so cool. For a change, things are happening. Good things are happening to my disciples. Hot dog, that's my reaction. And sure enough today, hot dog. Okay? Yeah. So far, so good? Let me ask you. We have 6 faculties, 6 organs. Which one is the most important one? I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll be back. Yet, he's awake. My God. 3.
Thank you, Master. Hearing.
Hearing. Very good. Wei Mountain.
Master is the ear.
The ear. Why?
Because our Saha world is thrown into Guan Yin Dharma door. It's Guan Yin is the hearing.
Guan Yin hearing. How about you? Why? Why the ear?
Because I can learn the Dharma from here.
Learn the Dharma. Very good. See, that's what I knew. That's what I told all of you. The last 16 years, the ear, the ear organ, that's how the Dharma transmitted and all those things. What I haven't told you yet, and again, I commend both of you for memorizing like regurgitation. Okay, that's very good. Okay, it takes that. Okay. Why the ear organ? Because our makeup, the way you made up, the way we wired, the hearing is the sharpest. It's in the Avatamsaka Sutra. You remember that old man? Shranga Sutra, the Buddha says the ear organ is the sharpest faculty for us here in the Saha world. Sharpest. So that's why when you want to teach people, you need to, when you go through the ear organ, it's the fastest. So far, so good. So same thing when we go to school. We go to school. You listen to lectures, right? And one of the funny things, for example, is I notice how come when we have Fochis, Chanchis, or Chichis, or pizza cheese and so forth, people improve so much. Why? Those who improve a lot? Yes, Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I believe it's because of the extra Dharma lectures every night.
Absolutely. Very good. Okay? Because not extra lectures, but you listen to the extra lectures. Most people don't listen to it. Only 5, 6 of you do. Including your dear wife right there. That special dear wife. Huh? Yeah? See? The ear organ. Very nice way to please the ladies. Oh, you are so special. Always works. Okay. Going back to the real Dharma business, not the sales marketing. Okay. I notice for many of them who improve rapidly is because they listen to the Dharmas religiously, by the way. That makes a huge difference. Okay? Way Mountain.
Master, is there a difference we just hear the lecture that you are speaking, or do we listen to it? Because often you are the only Dharma master who taught us, when we listen to your lecture, we go one ear in, the other ear out. So that's hearing, Master. Listening is we have to understand the meaning. So which one?
Because I'm the only master who doesn't take himself seriously. That's why I tell you, you hear whatever I hear or I say, it should go out the other ear right away. Don't believe everything I tell you. That's the secret recipe. The secret sauce is that. Okay? Retain nothing. Keep nothing. You hear and you drop it right away. Can you do that? You can't do that. That's why you struggle. It has to make sense to you. But look to your left. That woman there, Master YongHua disciples, your superior in spyship. Okay? She can teach you a lot about how to be a spy. Okay? Yeah. Ask her, can she remember anything I say? She says, no, I don't care what you say. I have work to do. Huh? Or look to your right. My favorite disciple. Not that one. There's so many of them to the right. One of them is my favorite. Okay? You ask her. That cuts out 50%. Okay? You ask her, do you remember anything Master says? She says, I don't even know what he's talking about. And yet, And yet, she could be a guru if she wants to. And that's a secret sauce. I just lost someone. Okay. You cannot please everyone. Oh my God, it's so hard. So it's interesting. It's because, let me put the two together for you. You hear something that makes sense to you, okay? You drop it. You hear something that doesn't make sense to you, you still drop it. Okay? This is the same thing. That's why my instruction to you is that you hear it, you drop it. You hear it, you drop it. But you know, in between hearing and dropping, you still like or dislike. It doesn't matter. I'm teaching you to drop both likes and dislikes. And if you do that, you understand the Dharma. Guess what? When you hear in the ear organ, it's there already. You can't drop it. It's there forever until you use it. Okay? So that's why I said, because it's there already, just drop it. There's no need to do anything more. It's there. The purpose, my purpose, is to, shove it into your eighth consciousness. That's it. It's done. Nothing else left to do. Just hear and drop, hear and drop, hear and drop. Alex hears, he says, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense to me. Let me think. And he sits there and he thinks about it, and guess what? He misses out on whatever it was saying after that. And that's a problem. I used to do that to people. I used to train people first. I don't know if my disciples remember. Dewey, can you come up here? I show you something. I need to show you something. I need to demonstrate. Can you guys see us? Where? Show me. Okay, I said this is called a prop. This is audio, visual, and prop. Okay, just relax. No, anyway. Here. Oh. Here. See? He failed already. You're supposed to drop it. Why didn't he drop it? Because he feels this is too important. Thank you. Do you guys like it? Huh? I just proved to you. He sees this, he says, this is expensive. I cannot drop it. Huh? He should have dropped it. That's why I keep on throwing things at him. And guess what? I ran out of things, inexpensive things for me to throw at him because I was afraid he's going to drop a real expensive thing. I'd be in big trouble. So it's my fault, okay? I'm cheap. But I used to teach my disciples. We talk. I threw something at them. Oh, wow, this is fantastic. Magnus, don't know so much. And say, wait. I threw another one. Oh, wow, this is so interesting. And I threw a third one. And guess what? She didn't catch it. So after a while, I said, see? You're missing out so much. I taught you so much, you only got 2. Get it? One ear, drop it. That's it. Don't worry about it. It's there. And later, when you meditate, it will come up again. And say, wow, yeah. That's when it matters, not when I throw things at you. You understand the difference? You cannot find these things anymore. You irresponsible woman. See that? Learn too fast. See, that's why I stop immediately. As soon as you drop, oh, you crazy. What's the matter with you? See that? All right, 306. These and others acted as leaders of a countless number of 9 ruling spirits.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
Okay. 308. And they all cultivated diligently and took delight in the Dharma.
皆勤修习，以法为乐。
Okay. I didn't tell you this as well. Those people who progress a lot, not only did they listen to the Dharma, they all cultivated diligently. They worked very hard, okay? And took delight in the Dharma. And they listen, they enjoy it, and you drop it. They listen, enjoy, and drop it. And they just enjoy, and they drop it. Someone will harass me, and they say, why do you mean by that? And I say, just don't think so much. Okay? Got that? You also need to be diligent. Okay? And the result is that when you listen to the Dharma, you practice diligently, you listen to the Mahayana Dharma, you will enjoy it naturally. Okay? So that's why for these night ruling spirits, it's natural for them. They've been trained to be diligent, okay? And because they've been practicing for so long, they really enjoy the Dharma, listening to the Dharma. Sounds familiar? Those who've been with me for so many lifetimes, you enjoy listening to the Dharma. Admit. You don't care for Master. It's just, Master, whatever you do, just speak. Speak. We feed you. Just speak. Whatever you want, just speak. And some prefers I take a walk with them, go hiking with them. Oh, please. You missed the point. I'm saving all my strength so that I can speak. Oh, so far so good. Yeah, beautiful. You guys, you read these things, and I'm unveiling the secret message here in the sutras. That unless you've done this, you don't know what they're talking about. Is it clear now? Because you've done it, that's why I pointed out to you now. But before, I didn't bother. Like before, I told you I used to throw things at people, just throw this and throw that to this and that person, and I keep on laughing by myself. Losers. You want treasure? I keep on giving you treasure. And they keep on catching it. Say, wow, today I got so many treasures. Losers. Okay, 310. That's my fun, by the way. You know, my fun is throw things at you. You know, cheap things. That's the only thing I throw at you, by the way. If I throw things at you, it's usually cheap. Yes. 8.
Thank you, Master. Next time, try the monitor, Master.
This guy is violent. Okay, now we're in a day ruling spirits. And let's see if we have some sort of auspicious thing or not. Now I'm curious, aren't you? Why is it only at night? Moreover, there were countless day ruling spirits.
复有无量诅咒神。
Hey, what happened to your husband, Jumi? Did you have a fight? Did he say, oh, I got enough treasure today? Okay. Okay, so 312 commentary. It's called the yang within the yang. The spirits oversee the activities of sentient beings during the daytime, and the spirits oversee it, and there's these rulers rule over these day ruling spirits. Okay? Okay, so one layer. So day ruling spirits watches over the day for us in our territory, and these day ruling spirits report to these day ruling spirit leaders in the universe. Okay? 313, specifically, there were day ruling spirit making palaces appear.
所谓示现宫殿诅咒神。
Okay, the very first one is manifests all sorts of palaces. Okay? Don't jump in any conclusion. Remember, listen, drop, listen, drop, listen, drop, constantly. Okay? 315, day ruling spirit exuding fragrance of wisdom.
发起会香诅咒神。
Okay, 316. Does wisdom have fragrance? I heard of fragrance from purity. Yes? Someone complained that in the house I stay, the basement has a non-fragrance thing. Okay, so it's not, but here, wisdom has fragrance. Anyone would like to make a comment about this? I know purity has a fragrance, but I didn't know that wisdom has a fragrance. I thought the whole point of wisdom is to have no fragrance, unfragrant. Because monks and nuns are not supposed to put on fragrance. Yes? We can tattoo ourselves, but we cannot put on fragrance. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so monks and nuns should avoid fragrance to develop wisdom. But when they have wisdom, now all of a sudden, they exude fragrance. There's some contradiction here. Taiwanese person, did you want to say something on behalf of Taiwan? Okay, we just have to shelve it until we understand better. 317. Day ruling spirit adornment with supreme bliss.
乐圣庄严诅咒神。
318. This day ruling spirit, what's the nature of his adornment? Okay? Nights probably a she, days probably a he, you will. Okay? Yin and yang. Okay? Now, adornment with a supreme bliss. Okay? Sheng, Sheng, trying it. Okay? Okay? Again, I don't quite like, I didn't go this far because I got stuck somewhere, okay, in the dictionary. So I ran out of time. So I didn't prepare this section, to be honest with you. But 乐圣庄严, I'm not sure it should be about adornment with supreme bliss. Come on, Chinese people, help me out. I asked for Chinese people help, and Chun chickened out, and then so young decided to become so old and say, I'm too tired, I'm not going to engage. You leave me alone, okay? Turn your back on us, that's fine. I can drop you too. Okay? So I'm not sure. Hey, Taiwanese person, the Chinese gave up on me. So maybe Taiwan will help me out. 乐圣庄严. You agree with the translation? Okay, there's many ways to combine it in Chinese. Okay, you could play that 乐 and 圣庄严 together. Okay, so you say bliss as supreme adornment. How's that? Is that reasonable? Or you could combine 乐圣 and 庄严 together. Okay, and then you say bliss superiority adornment as adornment.
Can you repeat that, Master? Bliss?
Bliss as superiority as adornment. But I don't necessarily agree with adornment with supreme bliss. That's a cop-out. Okay, to me, I would look at it as 乐圣, someone who enjoys superiority, who enjoys the finer, the elite, the superiority, someone who enjoys that, okay? And adornment. Okay? But anyway, so to keep it simple, I disagree with adorn with supreme bliss. To me, it's a wrong combination. It doesn't make sense. Keep it simple, like joy and supreme adornment. Okay, so what does he do? He says this day-ruling spirit brings joy to the world. Beethoven number 5. You guys don't listen to Beethoven clearly. Number 5. Da 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 da. No? Are you peasants? Seriously? You don't know Beethoven Concerto number 5? You don't? Seriously? Which part of the countryside are you from? Okay. It brings joy. The spirit here to me brings joy to the world and also brings supreme adornment. Because what's adornment if there's no joy in it? People are so vain in a silly way. They wear like a fancy clothes. The Gucci's, what else is fancy? Young-sang, what's expensive again? Huh? Okay, so they wear Gucci, they wear Prada, they wear, what's a man do one wear? I forgot. Men wear, not Brooks Brothers. Oh God, American is so low class. I happen to like Armani, okay? When in my prior life, I like Armani. I do not like Armani. I do not like Hugo Boss. I like Armani. Okay? And shoes has to be Ferragamo. Okay? But anyway, it's just no big deal. The point here is that you have the adornment, okay? Expensive adornment, supreme adornment, okay? Very expensive. When you talk about supreme, rare. Okay? Supreme is very rare, therefore expensive. No two ways about it. But it also, you have to do that, but you enjoy it, okay? It's not like for poor people like me, when someone gives me a red car, you know, an expensive red car, not the cheap kind that he gave me for balloons. It's so sad. I look at the red cars. This is as close as getting a red car as I will ever be. Okay? So anyway, so if I get a red car like that, a real red car, for example, I'd be so overwhelmed by the toy that you forget about the joy. Now it's a reminder that you could have joy and you could have the best things in life as well. For yourself, not to impress others, mind you. Because when you go for supreme adornment, usually to impress others. Yes? This is why I don't wear supreme adornments. Ting! YouTube comment.
Jane said, 乐圣庄严 is happily adorn the dwellings of living beings. She got it from the page 95 of the Chinese translation from the DRBA.
She says what?
It's happily adorn the dwellings of living beings. And Chun said...
What about supreme adornment? She dropped the sheng already.
Chun said sheng has the meaning of wonderful too, so le sheng can be wonderful, superior joy.
Yeah, that would work. Okay. But for somehow Jane's Chinese got lost. She truncated sheng. You can't trust the Chinese anymore. This is why I feel we have to learn Chinese ourselves. We cannot trust the young Chinese anymore. YouTube comment. Go ahead, Jane.
Jane said adorn as a verb.
So repeat that again. What did she say? 乐圣庄严.
Happily adorn the dwellings of living beings. Adorn as a verb.
Adorn is 庄严. What about sheng? That's my original objection. Okay, let the Chinese work on that. They say, oh, this Vietnamese guy, what does he know about Chinese? More than you think. Because, don't you remember? Chinese used to be Vietnamese. Okay, so, joy as superior adornment. It's another format, another combination. Okay, but anyway, joy and supreme adornment, that's fine too. Okay. The spirit here to me teaches two things, okay? The finer things in life, call it culture. To me, culture is the finer things in life. Not riches, not money. It's a culture. The finer things. Yeah. Because that's as near to human spirits, human spirituality as possible. That culture, those crazy painters, crazy artists, they let go of their mortal limitations, okay, through suffering, through drugs and so forth. Okay, that's a lot of suffering, drugs. And then you also have the joy as well. That's important. All right? Next, 319. Day ruling spirit, fragrant flowers, wondrous light.
香华妙光主咒神。
Okay, so here 320, there's a fragrance, okay, flowery fragrance, also combined with a wondrous light. Okay, so you have both your sense organs are being overwhelmed with this fragrance. Okay, like when we eat something, or we drink something, we inhale it, right? We inhale it. So what is this aroma that enters our being, our consciousness, and also we are also dazzled by the light, the beautiful, beautiful light. So it's like watching the fireworks with Chandana incense. That's all I can think of. It's close as that. Okay. 321, day ruling spirit, everywhere collecting wonderful medicines.
普及妙药主咒神。
Okay. This spirit here collects medicinal herbs to cure living beings, okay, by going everywhere. What is the point? There's a point here. Who's into herbal medicine? Anyone? None of you? You, okay. What's the point here? Collecting wonderful medicines. 3.
To be more compassionate.
More compassionate? Okay. There's one physical limitation. The most healing herbs are very rare, very difficult to find. I remember when you read those 小说 novels, the Kim Hip. I don't know how do you say it in English. Kim Hip. Kim Jong Kim Hip. The 小说, huh? Taiwanese person?
Yeah, I found it. This is off topic. Going back to the 乐圣庄严主咒神.
Yeah.
So I found this passage that Master YongHua explained why it was named that way.
Yeah.
And they translate it as the day ruling spirit named adornment with supremacy of bliss. And why does it have that name? It's because his cultivation of all kinds of blessings and possession of various sorts of merits and virtue led to the arisal of a kind of bliss of a superior grade, differing from ordinary happiness.
Excellent. That's a beautiful explanation. Okay. I love it. Okay? Okay. You fix it. Okay. Let me go back to the medicine thing here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You see, so you agree with me the English translation really doesn't do justice to the name, right? That's all I care about. Anyway, so in Chinese medicine, the most miraculous plants, the most with the highest level of healing powers are very rare, very hard to find. Why are they hard to find? Because you have to climb down steep mountain slopes to find them. It's very, very difficult to find them. Okay, so people lose their lives, and people now they climb these steep mountain slopes looking for rare herbs. So that's why it's a province. It falls in the province of the arena of the kung fu novels, 小说 novels, because you need to have 精功. You know what I mean? 轻功. You can very light on your feet. You can float on air, something like that. Okay, so that's why. That's why this day ruling spirit, he would not hesitate to go anywhere to collect wonderful medicines to help heal living beings, no matter how arduous, no matter how dangerous it is. Meaning he started cultivating that way. Okay, he accomplished it. Okay, so sometimes not just the mountain slopes, sometimes it's sneaking into the ghosts, demons, places, dragons and so forth, very dangerous places, to collect these wonderful medicines to help heal living beings. Does it make sense? Okay, 323. Day ruling spirit, happy eyes creating joy.
乐作喜目诅咒神.
Okay, so 324. This spirit here creates joy in living beings with happy eyes. Yeah. Okay, so he has his happy eyes. It's always like he's very happy. Look into his eyes, and by being that happy, he makes living beings happy themselves. Okay, so contagion. He spreads happiness with his eyes, if you will. In contrast, some of my disciples spread unhappiness with their eyes. They say, "Hi, Master." Never mind. One last one. 325. Day ruling spirit universally manifesting in all directions.
普现诸方诅咒神.
Okay. 326. Commentary. Universally manifesting in all directions. It can go anywhere, in any direction, everywhere. Okay, so would be nice. Okay, still one more, a little bit more time. 326, day ruling spirit universally manifesting in order. Wait, 327. Day ruling spirit, great compassion light.
大悲光明诅咒神.
Okay, here this spirit emits light, and this light here is from his great compassion. All right. 329. Day ruling spirit, shining light from good roots.
善根光照诅咒神.
So he has excellent roots. So good roots means that his faculties, okay, they all produce good karmas, good dharmas, and so forth. Okay, and because he accomplished that dharma door of creating good karmas, he ended up with a very bright light that can shine upon living beings. And he says, when you shine those lights on you, If you lack good roots, you plant good roots. Those good roots are ready to will mature, and those who are mature roots will be brought to liberation, to fruition. Okay, so he's helping us with having better good roots. So the point here is that your roots, be careful what kind of roots you cultivate. Your roots there, you should use them to create good karmas, then they become good roots. If you use your roots to create bad karmas, then they are bad roots. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you all. We now do the rebirth transference. Thank you.